In January 2016, Youth and Counseling YONECO entered into partnership with International Citizen Service ICS and Progressio. The partnership is aimed at sharing skills and ideas towards the improvement of community-based response to sexual reproductive health and rights, SRH and R, HIV/AIDS, as well as bringing ideas and experiences to set up youth development structures. The program is a pilot that will last for 1 year, from January to December 2016. The program, which is being funded by the UK Department for International Development (DFID), involves attaching UK-based volunteers aged between 18 and 25 years with local organizations. The volunteers are tasked with supporting the implementation of various projects which the host organization is carrying out. In this arrangement, the volunteers also work alongside other local young people. ICS and Progressio attached 6 UK and 6 in-country volunteers to YONECO to support various activities in Nkhatabay district. The volunteers have been supporting YONECO's UNFPA-supported activities that are aimed at promoting the rights and welfare of the youth, women and children in Nkhatabay district since January 2016. So far, the volunteers have conducted a number of activities in the rural parts of Nkhatabay district, as Tom Greenwich, team leader for the UK Progressio volunteers, explains.
So we're working with YONECO to support their projects on sexual reproductive health and rights with the youth. We're also doing parenting sessions with parents in the rural communities to eventually help them aid conversations with their own children about SRH topics. We're also involved in training peer educators throughout the Nkhatabay region, and we've been doing lots of things about spreading the word of YONECO and the work they've been doing through case studies and pictures.
The volunteer program has also greatly contributed towards YONECO's youth development program, which, among other things, aims at giving young people an opportunity to actively support the implementation of various interventions as the way of building their skills and capacities. In order to assess the contribution which the young volunteers are making in the communities they work in, the Executive Director for YONECO, Ben Kandawire, conducts frequent monitoring visits to the areas where the volunteers work. ICS Program Manager for Progressio, Pauline Aaron, together with ICS Program Officer, Trance Rorison, also conducted a monitoring visit to YONECO in order to appreciate the progress which the young volunteers have made in the impact areas. During the visit, the team held some discussions with the volunteers. The young volunteers narrated how they have been working hard to promote the rights and welfare of the youth, women and children in the rural parts of Nkhatabay district.
So we've been doing workshops with youths in school, and we've been doing workshops out in the rural communities without school youths, with a main focus on sexual reproductive health and rights. And then we've also been delivering some life skills workshops, both in schools and out of school as well.
So we have, when we go to the out of school sessions, we have a younger group, like 10 to 15s, and then an older group, 15 to 35, so we kind of split off into teams and run those sessions simultaneously.
In addition to that, whenever we carry out the sessions, we try to make our sessions more interactive by including more energizers in every session that we conduct, whether it's out of school or in schools.
The ICS Program Manager and ICS Program Officer also held side meetings with volunteer leaders and YONECO staff in Nkhatabay district. The monitoring team further went to visit volunteers' host families in the district. The talks with the host families also gave a strong indication that the UK volunteers are quickly coping up with Malawian culture as well as traditional customs. One of the people who are hosting the UK volunteers, Reverend Nyamwera, testifies.
Megan and Zoe joined us here on the 29th of January. And from the time they have come here, and they have entered into these premises, I want to challenge you and to guarantee you, and to thank you in particular, that you sent us children or daughters who are worthy to live with people whom they don't know. And they're hard-working girls, not only in our office, but in our jurisdiction as well.
The monitoring team also joined the volunteers during a learning and sharing session. The volunteers hold such session in order to facilitate the process of learning and understanding Malawian traditions, languages, and other important social norms.
How to say library?
Nyumba ya kuerengiamu.
Library. Kunyanja, which is the beach, and Chipatala, which is the hospital clinic.
In her remarks, Pauline Aaron explained that she was very impressed with the work which volunteers together with YONECO staff have been doing since the partnership started. Pauline added that she was further impressed to see how the volunteers have established themselves. She expressed her gratitude that the team is registering a success despite being on the ground for a few weeks.
For being a new partner, it's often a time where there can be challenges in a project. It takes some time to get going, to get volunteers settled, to understand how to use volunteers effectively. But here in YONECO, it's very surprising to see already at this time the volunteers are doing activities, very, very busy, and also that the activities have a real impact. I think that's what really impressed me very much.
Pauline added that the program may be extended after the 2016 evaluation.
So we planned for 1 year, which I think is a good amount of time, because the volunteers, 3 months is very short. I understand that, and I think it's the feedback from YONECO as well. So we want to, where we can, do at least 1 year so we can monitor the progress and the impact of the project. And then we review, so then we evaluate, we look and see how successful the work has been and if there is opportunity to do more.
In his remarks, team leader for UK ICS volunteers, Tom Greenwich, commended YONECO for being very supportive during the period in which the team of volunteers have been on the ground.
It's been a very pleasurable experience working as a volunteer in Nkhatabay and with YONECO. Malawi is certainly true. It's the warm heart of Africa, so it's where everyone is very welcoming, everyone is very friendly here, and that's very true to be said of YONECO and the YONECO staff. They've been very supportive of us coming in, giving us lots of freedom and giving us a lot of work to be involved in, keeping us busy.
Greenwich also thanked YONECO and local volunteers for their support towards facilitating and sharing the UK volunteers with leadership skills and how to effectively work with community members.
I think what I've learned is the main thing is that my role is as a team leader, so I'm in charge of this team of volunteers, so it's a very good experience for me in terms of leadership.